There's a new study out there that says that couples that post on social media more often are actually less happy than couples who don't post on social media.
When you're really confident about who and what your life is, you're not trying to put it out there for everybody to see. And if you got somebody on Instagram cleaning the fridge.
But you're right. Nobody is like arguing over why don't you pick up your shoes. We don't post that video. We don't post the why did you eat my almond butter.
Did you fart on me?
Yeah. Did you fart in your sleep? I may have.
You fart on
sorry.
my leg.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man.
There's a new study out there that says that couples that post on social media more often are actually less happy than couples who don't post on social media. It's an article here from RevelantMagazine.com. A new study has confirmed what many cynics already suspected. A couple who share their lovey-dovey selfies all over social media might not be as happy as they want the world to believe. A ShotKit study survey of 2,000 couples between 18 and 50 took a closer look at their happiness levels and social media habits. The results found that those who share 3 or more couple selfies per week are allegedly 128% unhappier than those who are more discreet.
Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely makes sense. And what do you expect? What do you expect? If you're so busy, if you're busy having fun and enjoy each other's company, you're probably not posting. You're not posting. I have to, it's crazy because even with me, when I head out to England, I don't take enough videos and enough pictures because I'm so overwhelmed about my connection with my son and spend that I don't take pictures. Good thing his mom is always clicking.
She's got a camera and stuff. Well, listen, Dante, that's where you're making a mistake. It's time to exploit your son. It's time to get those likes. And look, it might cause him some psychological trauma later, but hey, you know what? By that time, you're probably gonna be dead. When he's like, he'll be 40 and you'll be gone.
Figure it out,
and you'll have all that clout.
We'll direct him to this episode so he'll know.
Yeah,
it's always interesting how when you pay attention to what's going on, you'll find that moreover than not, what's the saying I always say is that you don't have to eat the whole birthday cake to know it was made with rotten eggs. And so there's always you can lie as long as people are not paying attention. But when people are paying attention, you see these little subtle red flags that pop up all the time where you ignore it because you're in love or because you want things, you're anxious, you're allowing emotion to have a seat at the table, so you're overlooking these things. So the point is, the first thing is it's not like your relationship is a business, right? Your relationship is your relationship. It's a personal relationship. The fact that you're posting on social media is what? I mean, we do whatever we do on social media, as a business, as a podcast, we put it up there to get information out to bring a larger audience. So this is a business that we're trying to get more eyes on us, right? So if you're in social media and you're posting stuff about your relationship, it's almost like you're treating your relationship like a business. Your relationship is not better because there's more eyes on you. Your relationship is better because you pay attention, because you listen, because you compromise, because you love each other, because you're paying attention enough so that you can make each other happy. If you're spending time posting, right, it's almost like you want this facade. You and I used to talk about this all the time. You look on social media and sometimes it's like we would get like frustrated because, did you get my message?
Oh, no, I didn't see it. Hold on.
The mic is hot. Your mic is hot.
Mine is hot? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, thank you. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you for that. How's it now?
It's fine now.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So you people, why do you need people to give the approval of your marriage? Like if you're living your life, I don't even want people to know if my personal life, because my personal life is mine. So if you're posting, it's almost like you're advertising, hey, look at me, everybody. My relationship is good. Look at we're here, we're there, with it just the fact that you're more preoccupied about who is seeing you than the fact that you're actually in the moment says a lot. Now, I'm not saying you can't post if it's something special or you're going to see the pyramids or whatever. But the reality is, in order to be present, we talk about this all the time. Is one of the things about Land of Five Bricks is that you're supposed to be present. Like the reason why you give an honest compliment is because it forces you to take some time to be present. Why is it important to be present? Because if you're not present, you're not really being honest. You're not paying attention. So if you're spending time, if you're not present, you're not attentive, and then you're trying to get the perfect shot, right, with your phone so that you can post it so you could tell, then it's clearly that you're living a lie. This is the difference between, like all these red pill podcasts that talk about alpha males. Alpha males is an overcorrection for the undervaluation. You're trying to prove to everybody that you're in charge. And because you're in charge, because you want everybody to see that you're in charge, so that they can pat you on the back and nobody tries you, which comes from a point of insecurity. Whereas if you know that you're capable, that you've put the work in. You're not working your butt off to prove to everybody that your relationship is great. If it's great, why are you proving it? Why are you putting it out?
Well, there's a couple things I think that when you see a study like that, well, what is the study saying, right? And like you're saying, it's not saying that posting is bad, but
your mic's a little low.
Now I'm a little low. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. How is this now?
Right there.
It's coming off this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking about, what does the study say, right? What is the study indicating? It's not that posting is bad, but people who tend to make a concerted effort to post, they have a different agenda, right? So part of that is you have jealousy and couples, and I think a lot of this comes usually from the woman's side, because guys don't.
You would hope so. I mean,
most of the time,
if a guy is doing it, you're really talking about somebody who's off the hook. If the guy is doing the posting.
Well, I think when a guy does the posting, it's always a little bit a sign of trouble, because the guys who tend to post a lot tend to also have a lot of turnover, let's say, and they're lovey-dovey. I think we both know who I'm talking about, but
yeah.
It's a very lovey-dovey thing, and then they're gone. Then they scrub them off the Instagram page. But I think part of it is, for some couples, it's marking territory, I think, is the use of it. It's saying, making sure that, because, women worry about a guy sliding into somebody's DMs, or, women sliding into a guy's DMs. So there's a lot of like, I'm going to make sure I post this so everybody knows he's taken. So he can't.
Why would you do that?
Because you are worried about your man leaving, because you.
And why would you be worried about your man leaving if you're valid enough and you bring something to the table? Why would you be worried about your man leaving?
Yeah, because ultimately you don't think you're shit.
Right.
And you don't have the confidence.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to control all the variables around you so that you can feel comfortable. And the bottom line is, you can only be the best version of yourself, and then you got to kind of let the chips fall where they may. If you don't think that you're good enough, then you got to be better, or you're shoplifting the booty. You're in a situation where you think the person who you're with is better than you, and it's only a matter of time before that person leaves. It's just ridiculous.
I could see guys doing more of that posting because they're jealous and they're worried that their chick will slide out on them. I can see that a little bit. I don't see it on because the people I hang out with, I don't hang out with those type of people. But I know those type of people, in my family and from my past that would do that because
that would post or
that
what?
would post like a dude would post just to make sure everyone knows his chick ain't single. Like that
Why does it matter?
Because they're scared. They're
Right.
scared that she's going to step out because they're worried about another dude coming in and swooping your lady. But the reality is, if that's the type of person you're with, number one, they're garbage to begin with. You shouldn't be with them, right? So in my relationship, I don't worry about that with my girl.
Right.
I'm not worried, who's going to try to flirt with her at work. I'm not worried if some dude is talking to her. I worry about her safety because it bothers her, right? Because she gets nervous. But I'm not, because if she was that type of person, then I shouldn't be with her. There's nothing I can do to control that. If she's the type of person who's going to slide out and step out on me, then she should be gone to begin with. And that's the way you have to look at the couples. I've been in relationships where I've had to explain, like, hey, if you can't have trust in this relationship, like if you need to look at my phone, then it's done. Then the relationship is done. Because if all that it is that you're looking at and that's all that's stopping me, then this relationship is not functioning. There's no trust in this relationship and we shouldn't be together. Because I don't want to be with somebody who I think has a potential to cheat. So it's one of two things. It's either a person is jealous and they're scared that they're going to lose their partner, or that person has given them indicators that they're untrustworthy, which also means you shouldn't be with them.
Well, I think the other thing you have to look at, that if somebody is in a place where this is even a thought, even if the person is not cheating, understand this, that you are communicating something in the subtext. If you love what we're doing here, go to patreon.com. It's the best way to support us, and check out all the bonus content.
That's right, patreon.com/manschool202. We do weekly bonus episodes. We do listener mail, dating tips, and also, if you love the show, you can go back to the archives starting from episode 1. All the episodes will be there at patreon.com/manschool202.
You are communicating. I have a guy who I've been consulting with for quite some time now. Guy is good-looking dude, very fit. He makes high six figures, right?
Shit, I might start going out with this guy. What's his number? Let's get some info.
I'll hook you up later.
This guy sounds like a catch. The times are going to get tough here.
He's got the Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, fuck.
Right? The AMF, right? The G63 with the big engine with the 12-cylinder. And he was married to this beautiful girl, and she loved him. And then he just kept, I just know you're so beautiful, and I just feel like, you're gonna leave me. And eventually she stepped out on him. Now, somebody would say, well, how dare she step out on him? But the reality was, this became a self-fulfilling thing. She was into him. She still thinks he's a great dude, right? And he just kept telling her, I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough for you. No matter what I got, no matter what the possessions are, I'm not good enough. And because I'm not good enough, I'm just waiting for you to leave me. That was basically what he was saying to her. He was communicating in his actions. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And eventually she believed him and she stepped out. Well, let me see. She stepped out on him, and there was a whole thing, and then they got back together, and then he did it again, basically. I mean, not that he did it again, because she didn't even step out on him. She was just like, I can't be with somebody who's so insecure that they don't think they're good enough, because I've said this at least 100 times, that how does a woman know who you are? You tell her. Now, you can't say, hey, I'm a great guy, I'm this, I'm that. But through your actions, through the way your demeanor, through your voice, the tone of your voice, the cadence of your voice, how you move, all of those things is a tell. It's a poker tell to who you really are. And trust me, even if they don't agree with you, eventually they're going to go, well, I keep saying that you're fine, you're great, I love you, and you don't believe me. Eventually I'm going to go, well, maybe he's got a point. with this.
Or just the indecisiveness becomes, you're like, this guy is, his self-loathing or his self-esteem is so low that it does become a negative, where you go, how is he supposed to protect me if he's indecisive and he's not sure about himself?
But even if it's not what you, I mean, I think it's always, I always go another level of it. It's not really on a cognitive level where, well, if he can't, it's not even that. It's that you're saying, I'm not good enough. You're saying to me, he was telling this woman, kept telling her, I'm not good enough, right? She didn't have 6 figures. She was attractive, but I mean, understand this, he was providing and everything else. But upon further review, when we went to the tapes and I started talking to him, it's weird because I remember he said when I got my first Mercedes Benz, he was like, my father was like, oh, you think you're a big shot. You're this. And so this was he grew up with a father who was insecure about himself and everything that his dad's insecurities, he put it on his son. Oh, you're just buying these cars to taunt me. You're being successwul to taunt me.
The guy's dad did that?
His dad, yeah. So you imagine where that was at, where this kid was 5 or 10 or 50, you and I have talked about this extensively, how, my dad was 5'2".
Did you not get along with your dad? I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it hasn't come up on the show.
No, not too often. I don't really talk about it because it was just, it's negligible. But
yeah, sometimes sometimes your parents ain't shit, and Dante are prime examples. Dante figured out early on. I just learned like a couple years ago, like, oh man, my parents, my dad is dumb, and it's okay. It's okay to acknowledge, because you put all this on your parents, because when you're a kid, you think they know everything, and one day you learn like they don't know any more than I do. They could if your dad's Neil deGrasse Tyson, maybe, but my dad ain't no Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And let's be honest, Neil deGrasse Tyson is probably not a pimp, so it's kind of hard to be a pimp when you have a galaxy vest. You have a vest with the galaxy painted on it.
Hold on. A galaxy vest, but if he had a whole suit, top to bottom, 3-piece suit with a hat, all galaxy pattern, you're telling me that's not?
Maybe the Milky Way, only the Milky Way. So maybe if it was I don't know. But the point is, you're
talking about his dad. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Talking about his dad.
Oh, right. So his dad was abusive in that way, and anything he achieved or whatever was always a problem because his father, his success made his father feel insecure, and because he felt insecure, he gave him the business. He always just gave him the business. So it's a thing where you grind on your parents because of their insecurities. They're grinding on you to the point where it starts to affect you as a child, especially because you think your dad is my dad's strong. He could bend hangers. It's like,
right.
You're looking up to them, and then you have to really take an assessment about, that your parents are flawed human beings. And sometimes if you really look at who your parents are, you're thinking to yourself, man, if I wouldn't talk to this person. If
I wasn't related to them, yeah.
If I wasn't related to them, I wouldn't deal with them at all. So,
and then guess what? You don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to.
That's true.
If they're not respectful, you don't have to. But there's another thing.
His dad was drunk too. He was an alcoholic, and then he felt insecurity, and he tried. And so he took this perfectly good looking kid, fit, in shape, smart, great businessman, and he destroyed this kid.
He Great Santini'd him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. He ruined him. But the other thing, when we talk about the study, Dante, the other thing, it also, don't look at other couples and compare your relationships, because you don't really know these people.
You don't know what's going on underneath.
You never know what's going on, because sometimes I've been again, in relationships, this is a common theme because, you're in a relationship and sometimes you're fighting and then they start going, well, so-and-so is happy. How come we can't be like so-and-so? And I go, well, let me.
Got a lot from your girls. A lot,
Oh, yeah. But all comparisons, right? And I have to shut that down and go, you don't know what they're going through. Let me tell you about so-and-so. Yeah, let me tell you some details about so-and-so that you don't know. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, of course you don't know that because nobody presents their shittiest version.
No.
You keep the fight. Look, I told my girl one time, I go, you know how many fights we had in the house before we left to the party?
Yeah.
Right? That we had to fix it before. We don't go into the party and like, how you guys doing? Oh, we were just in a shit mood. We were just fighting with each other, thinking that we were going to break up.
You never got somebody on Instagram cleaning the fridge.
Right.
Like, nobody's defrosting the fridge. And unless that's your channel. Unless your channel is...
I mean, is all that? It has to be only defrosting the fridge.
Yeah.
ASMR. But you're right. Nobody is like arguing over why don't you pick up your shoes. We don't post that video.
No.
We don't post the why did you eat my almond butter?
Did you fart on me?
Yeah. Did you fart in your sleep? I may have.
You fart on my leg while you were asleep. You know what I mean? So this need to express it. It need to push. It's a funny thing. Like this need to be to show everybody. Look at me. And when you're really confident about who and what your life is, you're not trying to put it out there for everybody to see, because you're too busy in the moment enjoying what it is. It's like we see this all the time where people go, they go see Taylor Swift and they watch the whole concert through their phone. Like they're not even there, being present in something that they think is so important. And how often is it that after we shoot these videos, do we actually watch them? You know what I mean? It's so rare. You're there and you won't experience.
It's really about seeking the validation of others,
from other people. Exactly.
But the problem is, it's not just the seekers; it's the viewers. I remember my girl was always talking about Nikki Bella and Artem Anisimov or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I like them. They're such a nice couple. And then we find out like they had massive problems for years. Police are called.
He was drop kicking her.
I don't know if he did all. I don't think that came. Oh, you were saying just because it's wrestling that he drop kicked? That he put her in a camel clutch? That might have happened. Those are rumors, but I would love
a little salt. This chili's a little salt.
Boom, boom. Oh no.
Yes.
But and then we don't know them. So stop comparing your relationship. Just focus on you. Don't worry about it's just in life. Don't worry about what other people are doing. It doesn't matter.
It's hard because you're bombarded with so much so often. You're bombarded with other people's lives. But you have to be in a situation where you focus on you and put the time and the effort into you. It's funny, I just watched another red pill guy fall from grace. He's like, you can't, you don't marry a mother with kid, a single mother, because that's just for the playground and blah, blah, blah. And come to find out he's married to a single mother with a bunch of kids. It's just like, it's a really so ridiculous. I mean, at some point in time, I don't know when you learn that if you're dishonest, it will come out. I mean, we literally know that the CIA shot Kennedy. So if you think the fact that you're doing dirt and people are paying attention, eventually you're going to be found out. It's just ridiculous. So
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.